What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Nation Show. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things that matter to me in the world of upcoming films. In this episode, we're going to talk about Terminator, and specifically, what is the future of the Terminator Genesis franchise? That's right, I said Terminator Genesis franchise, because essentially, Terminator Genesis was the start, or rather, was supposed to be the start of a new franchise, a new trilogy. After all, Warner Brothers had locked in dates for Terminator Genesis 2 and Terminator Genesis 3. Terminator Genesis 2 was actually supposed to come out in May 19th of 2017, and also Terminator Genesis 3 was supposed to come out on June 29th of 2019. So each film being 2 years apart from each other, with Arnold Schwarzenegger actually signed on for Terminator Genesis 2, but not for Terminator Genesis 3. So what I get from that is that the story of Terminator Genesis 2 was plotted in a way where they would no longer need Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator character for the third one, and then it'll keep on going with maybe a John Connor or Sarah Connor or Kyle Reese character to follow up with the third one. So whatever, okay? You know what? That's what the original plan was. They don't know if they're going to do that anymore, considering that the film is not making very much money. But my question is, if they do continue, does anybody care anymore? Does anybody care about the Terminator franchise or this new franchise that Genesis has created? Does anybody care anymore? Because it doesn't seem like these the fans are really coming to support this film anymore. I mean, honestly speaking, the film kind of just came and went. It didn't make a huge impact critically or financially, at least not domestically. Domestically, it made $89 million, not even breaking $100 million, and it was going up against a $155 million budget. Now, internationally, it's made a lot more money, okay? And this is quite surprising. Now, the international release dates were quite staggering, and recently it just opened in China. And you guys know that China makes up a huge market in the global box office. Now, I don't have the numbers for what China has contributed to the the worldwide box office, but so far, worldwide, Terminator Genesis has made $352 million. Now, that's actually pretty good. I think that's enough to make Warner Brothers executives to be considering making more of these films. If they can keep the international box office going, then you know what? Who cares about the domestic box office? The fact is that not enough fans care domestically, and the second one isn't going to be that much difference. I think that $89 billion is the most that you will get from a Terminator Genesis film. So Genesis 2 and Genesis 3 is going to make progressively less. But, you know what? The international box office seems to like it. Like I said, it just opened in China. It's going to make a huge impact. It made $352 million worldwide, so who knows how much China is going to add to that. Maybe an additional $50 million. So that would essentially give it a $400 million global box office take against a $155 million budget. That's a profit. Okay, that is a profit. Not a big profit, but definitely a better profit than Terminator Salvation. Terminator Salvation made $371 million worldwide, and that was against a $200 million budget. So it doesn't matter if Terminator Salvation made more worldwide. Their $200 million budget killed that film, okay? And that's why they took so long before they decided to reboot it, to give it a whole new direction. So, like I said before, the big question is, does anybody at this point care about Terminator, the franchise, the Terminator Genesis franchise, the new direction, and what is going on with this franchise? Does anybody care anymore? Because I don't. Okay, I've stopped caring at this point because the film didn't do anything for me. It just felt like it was just trying to rehash a lot of things that were done before, and then they just mess around with time travel. And when you mess around with time travel, you really leave a lot of questions open that you can't even answer. So I feel that they didn't do a very good job with this film. It was entertaining for the most part, but I feel that it really screws things up. Okay, now, what can save this franchise? Okay, I don't know what can save this franchise. Ultimately, But what I would like to see is justice done to the future war story. Okay, when people were lining up to watch Terminator Salvation, I think some of the hardcore fans expected to see the epic future war that was teased in both Terminator 1 and 2 and parts of 3. All right? When Terminator 2 Judgment Day opened, it had that grand scale epic future war. I think that fans wanted to see that. But we didn't get that in Terminator Salvation. We got everything else that happened before that. And because of that, that was kind of a buzzkill. All right? We went in thinking that we were going to get that, and we didn't get it all, and because of that, nobody even cared for what's going to happen next. Okay? So it kind of screwed up the franchise. And even though James Cameron, he kind of put in a couple of really good words about Terminator Genisys, he actually hated Rise of the Machines, and he also hated Terminator Salvation. And the main reason why is because both those films actually undid everything that Terminator 1 and 2 stood for. And that is the prevention of Judgment Day. That's what it was all about, the prevention of Judgment Day. Terminator Rise of the Machines actually voided everything T1 and 2 did because they said that even though they stopped, they survived, Skynet eventually happened. I mean, Judgment Day eventually happened no matter what. There was no stopping it, which goes against what it goes against what James Cameron was preaching from the very, very beginning. And Terminator Salvation also suggests that, Judgment Day happened anyways, so whatever. Alright, screw whatever James Cameron was trying to tell in his story. That's why he doesn't like those two films. Now, as for Terminator Genisys, even though it wasn't a very good film, he still puts positive word for it because of the fact that it was still going back to his story of prevention, the prevention of Judgment Day. Okay, they just kind of put a different spin on it. But other than that, I don't know if I can take any more of this. And I don't know if you guys, the fans, can take much more of this. So the big question is, do you want to see it keep on going? Because it might keep on going. Okay? But if they decide they want to keep on going, they got to do something different. I don't know what they can do, but I still want to see that epic future war battle. I want to see the feature-length version of that battle that took place in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I want to see that. And I don't think we're going to get that. Instead, we're going to get this weird story in Genisys 2 and 3 that is going to be totally weird and going to be so disconnected from the entire franchise as a whole. So at this point, even though this film is going to be making a lot of money worldwide, is it enough to make you, is that enough for the to warrant a sequel? Because you know what? I know studios just want to make money, but do the fans want to watch it? I'm getting tired of this franchise, really, because they've tried it again and again and again. After Terminator 2 Judgment Day, they tried it with Rise of the Machines, and that was entertaining at most. They tried it with Terminator Salvation, and that was a different spin. But for the most part, I thought that, you know what? Okay, they're trying something different. Okay, fine, I'll accept it, right? But Terminator Genisys was just like, what are they thinking? Maybe they should have stopped. So does anyone care? Let me know in the thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And I just decided that I wanted to talk about this mainly because the movie did end up making money. It did, and that's all the studios need to continue on with this franchise. And the original plan was to have Genisys 2 2017 and Genisys 3 in 2019. Ending the trilogy, and then maybe 20 years from now, they're going to reboot it, maybe. Because considering they own the rights. And that's all I got to say in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, if you want to see more videos, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. You can kind of expect the same thing. And when I was watching the trailer for Hitman Agent 47, I was thinking that this looks action-packed.